Hey, my name is Syriac. I am the husband of the founder of Radically Blended, and for today's Black History lesson, we're going to talk about the Black Panther Party.
Okay.
QEP Newton and Bobby Seale in Oakland, California in 1966. They were both students at community college in Oakland at the time. They had both been involved in different kind of left, radical, black nationalist organizations. And Malcolm X had been assassinated in 1965. And so that was definitely a spark that led to the formation of the Black Panther Party. They were named after the Lowndes County Freedom Organization from Lowndes County, Alabama, which used the Black Panther symbol. So the original name was the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, and probably the most critical issue they responded to the very beginning was police brutality against black people in Oakland. And I think they made a lot of headlines and news because of their confrontational style of monitoring the police by, exercising their Second Amendment rights, at least at the time in 1966, where you could open carry weapons as long as there wasn't a bullet in the chamber. So they would have shotguns or other weapons on display, and they would observe police whenever they stopped a black person. Obviously the police didn't like that very much, and soon the California State Legislature amended it was called the Mulford Act, but it stopped the Black Panthers from carrying weapons openly in that way, and that was a direct response to the Black Panther Party. Yeah, the NRA wasn't around, wasn't speaking up for them. So having started in Oakland, they rapidly spread across the United States. So in most major cities in the U.S., in black communities, branches of the Black Panther Party formed. Probably the most important were their survival programs. And so the survival programs range from free groceries, free breakfast for children, so they could have something in their stomachs before they went to school, free medical clinics, free sickle cell testing, really a range of services that were really needed in the black community that the federal or state governments or city governments weren't providing. That kind of shamed the federal government into creating what still exists today, the free breakfast and lunch program in public schools in the United States. The federal government was worried that black people would be more loyal to the Black Panther Party than to the U.S. government, and so they started providing those types of services in the black community, but also all across the United States, at least in terms of free breakfast. Yeah, I mean, through a friend of a friend. Yeah, my friend's sister was getting married to a guy named Aaron Dixon, who, I don't know if he's the founder or he's the captain of the Seattle Black Panther Party. I guess the wedding coincided with the West Coast Black Panther Party reunion. And so there was like a conference with some panels and I think like a film or something.
Mm-hmm. Film festival.
Yeah, that's right. We have a poster up in our house for the event. I got to meet Bobby Seale, one of the co-founders.
Yeah, he had a book signing. That it was pretty cool to have been invited to such an event, especially it being a BLindian wedding happening that same weekend. And yeah, it just felt like like a omen, like a good thing. Like, oh my God, look at this coming together. And
yeah, I forgot to mention my friend is Indian, South Asian, so his sister is South Asian.
Yes.
Marrying a captain of the Seattle Black Panther Party.
Okay. Yeah. That was a really awesome experience. because I didn't know that much about the Black Panther Party then, as much as now I know. You always talk about the 10-point.
The 10-point program.
Yes, please.
The Black Panther Party had a 10-point program. I don't remember all 10, but it was the list of what they wanted to see, or what it would take for Black people to be liberated in the United States and globally. But there were things in there, I mean, not just about freedom. I think that's point number one. Or points about ending police brutality, releasing Black people who were incarcerated on the grounds that a racist criminal justice system doesn't have legal or moral standing to keep Black people behind bars. End to military service. In the 60s, there were a lot of different organizations that formed among different groups of color. So the Black Panther Party, had connections with and inspired groups like the Red Guard in San Francisco, which was like a Chinese American radical organization. The Brown Berets, which is a Mexican American organization. The Young Lords Party in Chicago, New York City, which is a Puerto Rican organization. And I mean, in Chicago, Fred Hampton famously, created the Rainbow Coalition, which also included working class white people who were in the uptown neighborhood of Chicago at the time. They were called the Young Patriots.
So last thing, why do you like Black Panther so much?
Because of their politics, because they're revolutionary, leftist, radical, socialist, communist, internationalist, anti-imperialist politics. And being in the United States and representing those kind of politics as a Black organization, I think it was inspiring for me when I learned about them. Yeah, and they still inspire me now.